Planting free shade trees from SMUD saves you up to 40% on your summer cooling costs when the trees mature. It beautifies your home and improves air quality. Sacramento Shade is a collaboration between SMUD, your local electric utility, and the Sacramento Tree Foundation. This short video will show you how you can receive free shade trees from SMUD, how to plant them, and how to care for them.
When we found out how easy it is to get free shade trees from SMUD, we were really excited. You simply call the toll-free number and make an appointment with the Sacramento Tree Foundation Community Forester. The forester then comes to your yard and helps you pick out the best places to plant shade trees to cool your home.
Then about 10 days later, you'll receive your trees. They give you stakes, ties, even fertilizer. All compliments of SMUD.
It's that easy. Our trees arrived this morning and now we're ready to plant. Now, if your soil is too dry, soak the area first for easier digging. How is the digging going?
So far, so good. You know it's a lot easier to shave your sod before you start digging your hole. Now, to shave your sod, you simply cut the sod with the shovel, and then you peel back your pieces. Now, your hole should be 4 feet wide by 8 inches deep.
Stand in the center of the hole and dig around an extra 8 inches deep. This will create a pedestal for your tree.
Well, I'd say we're ready to plant.
When your hole is ready for planting, go ahead and remove the tree from the container like this, and then go ahead and the roots, just loosen them up a little bit, and that will allow for more mature growth.
Now, the pedestal will assist you in planting your tree crown about 1.5 inches to 2 inches above the ground level.
The pedestal prevents the tree from being planted too deeply. If you plant your tree too deeply in Sacramento clay soil, it could become stunted or even die.
Now, when you're ready to begin refilling your hole, be sure and reuse the same soil that you already dug out. Very important to remember, be sure and remove any grass or weeds from the soil before you put it back into the hole. Now, the reason being is that decomposing weeds and grass, they tend to generate heat, and the heat may tend to kill your roots of your tree.
And another really important thing to remember is to keep the top of the root crown exposed. Take the fertilizer tablets you received and place them 4 inches from the root ball and 4 inches down.
Now, if your tree comes with a nursery stake, be sure to remove it. The stake tends to fool the tree into thinking that it has a stronger trunk than it actually does. Now, keeping the stake on will cause your tree to underdevelop its trunk.
If your tree can't stand alone, restake it with the stakes provided, about 3 feet apart or 18 inches from each side of the tree. This will result in a mature tree with a strong trunk. Remember, not all trees need to be staked.
Be sure to create a water basin for the young tree. A berm about 4 feet across and about 4 inches high.
And in the winter, break this berm down to avoid pools of standing water. Remember to water all the way to the bottom of the root ball of your new tree by placing the hose next to the tree and letting it trickle slowly. Now, don't drown your new tree. Keep the ground moist, not soggy.
It's also especially important to remember to make sure that your tree is getting enough water in its first year. Now, to check, you can stick a shovel about 10 inches down into the soil to make sure that the root ball is nice and moist.
You can also get free mulch from SMUD. Take a shovel and a bag or tarp to the 59th Street yard, and you can take as much as you want.
Call the SMUD customer line. They'll give you the hours and the directions.
And now a couple of other tips for your young tree. Don't suffocate your new tree. Keep the top of the root crown 1.5 to 2 inches above the ground level. Don't choke the tree. Remove the nursery stake and properly restake the tree if needed.
And don't poison your new tree. Make sure you keep all vegetation at least 2 feet away from the tree trunk.
Vegetation like weeds and grasses generate toxins that retard growth, and herbicides like weed and feed can kill your tree.
And finally, remember to protect your tree trunk. It's delicate like your skin. Be careful not to damage the tree trunk while you're mowing the lawn or weeding, and protect it from pets with an effective barrier. And a couple of other things to remember are, don't tap the soil with your feet. Be sure not to prune the tree for the first 3 years. And make sure you add mulch to help cool the roots, prevent weeds, and provide much needed nutrients.
Oh, wow. Here you go.
Oh,
hon.
thank you,
Oh,
hon.
it looks great.
It does. It looks really good.
Sacramento Shade has planted over 300,000 trees in Sacramento. Here are the recommended steps for planting. 1. Shave the sod and dig a hole 4 feet wide. 2. Loosen the roots. 3. Keep the top of the root ball 1.5 to 2 inches above the ground. 4. Backfill with the same soil. 5. Add fertilizer tablets. 6. Remove the nursery stake. 7. Restake if needed. 8. Create a water basin. 9. Water thoroughly. 10. Add mulch. To recap tree care, don't prune for the first 3 years. Check soil moisture to a depth of 10 inches, watering as needed. Keep mulch 4 to 6 inches away from the trunk. Protect the trunk. Try to plant your new trees as soon as possible. Keeping them in the black containers too long may kill them. As a SMUD customer, it's easy for you to get free shade trees. There are more than 25 species of shade trees available, large, medium, and small. A large tree grows to a height of 46 feet or taller. A medium tree's height ranges from 26 feet to 45 feet. And a small tree grows to a maximum height of 25 feet. A community forester will visit your yard and discuss what type of trees to plant and where best to plant them for maximum energy savings. And in about 10 days, your trees, stakes, ties, and fertilizer will be delivered to you. To schedule a site visit or for more information, call the Sacramento Tree Foundation at 916-924-TREE. Make sure that you've reviewed this material and planned your yard before your appointment.